I know the show is made for 10-year-olds, but even this episode is pushing it with how awful while stupid it is. Even I, a more casual viewer of this show, find this episode ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I'm aware that Thomas Astruc likes to vilify characters and concepts he personally doesn't like. Sometimes it works out better than you'd expect. Felix was a good example. Granted, his debut was the worst debut ever, but it eventually smoothed itself out. The same could not be said for Chloe. Astruc has made it known that he doesn't like Chloe at all. It's to the point he introduced Zoe to sponge up all of Chloe's positive traits and then suck out any nuance that could arise from Chloe. Throughout season 4, which is her at her worst, she is depicted as a comically petty, small-scale threat and not a villain of political intrigue. And then the episode Collusion happens, which ends with Chloe using the security robots to become mayor of Paris in a coup since the position is now vacant. Her threat level just jumped from Ronald McDonald to freaking Joker in like 2.5 minutes. Then the episode opens with Chloe's first order of business to outlaw Miraculous users. Also, it's not good for your teenage dictator to be unable to say the word democratic. Also, Chloe isn't the only stupid person in all of Paris in this episode. The main characters are just as dumb. Adrian wants to do the sensible thing and just depose Chloe and end her dictatorship, but Marinette objects, saying that it's easy to justify fighting in Akuma, but Chloe is different. They can't kick her out of office because they'll look like super villains if they do that. Adrian fully draws his conclusion based off what Marinette's going off of, mind you. Yeah, Adrian's decision is to just let the adults handle this problem. You two are French. You guys are mimetic for going on strike all the time. Chloe should be a very easy issue for the French to handle, especially the Parisians. Also, I'm sure you two have fought non-akumatized villains before. This is a stupid excuse to throw them out of a plot now. Look, there are plenty of ways to toss them out of a plot, but we can't fight non-akumatized villains is a dumb explanation. We are also treated to a montage on Marinette's computer where the general public shows approval for Chloe's coup. Okay, I can see this happening because there's always going to be a subset of people who are going to deny or glorify dictators and justify atrocities. Also, we get our resident tinfoil hat wearer, which, well, is realistic. And it seems like there's only like one person in this news broadcast who isn't an idiot. Chloe uses her new power to be extremely petty. And at Lila's behest, because I guess we're trying to make her a more competent villain now, Chloe makes an alliance with Monarch and gets power out of it. What does she do with this power? Be extremely petty by rewriting history. I don't mean time travel, I mean just rewriting the textbooks. Shutting down Andre the Ice Cream Man because he doesn't have a permit. Okay, this is a legitimate grievance against Andre. This is actually a public service. Jailing Marinette's parents for the audacity of asking her to pay for her crap. Rule of Dumb did this better. Also, Chloe has a personal gulag where she can throw people into for flimsy charges of treason, including Adrian and Marinette. Adrian breaks out by tunneling through the sewers and letting everyone out, while Marinette just jumps out. Considering Chloe outlawed superheroes in the first place, you would think that she would build a prison not made out of glorified cardboard. And then the two get captured. All Chloe has to do is wait to learn their secret identities. This is a solid plan, and they're in the middle of Paris doing this, so their identities will be exposed to everyone. But then the cheapest part comes in, where they undo the detransformation by just willpowering it through. That's dumb. To prove how pathetic Chloe is, she is literally beaten by her classmates and teacher. And this episode ends with Andre the spineless enabler sending Chloe to live in London. Oh, and Lila has the aggressed laptop which was going to be used to backstab Chloe. Okay, so let's run down some of the problems with this episode, starting at the end, shall we? Former Mayor Andre and father of Chloe is the one who punishes her. Andre has been shown to be nothing but an extreme doormat at best and an enabler of Chloe's worst behavior at worst. He is even aware that Chloe is heartless, but he never once takes responsibility for enabling her at all. He never once regrets his poor parenting decisions. He always has a "it's never my fault" attitude when it comes to raising his own child. And his ultimate solution to not having a spine to stand up to his wife and daughter and actually parent his spoiled brat is to dodge responsibility once more. The next time we see Chloe is at the end of the episode. She is on a jet with Audrey, heading towards London. He is nowhere to be found. Once more, Andre dodges responsibility for his actions. His idea of taking responsibility for his actions is to do exactly the same thing he's been doing. Defer to his wife and just move the problem, never solving the problem. He is not some spineless father who finally grew a spine like the narrative wants you to believe. He's a coward who runs from responsibility and difficulties in his life. I swear, Han Tengu takes more responsibility for his own actions than Andre. Now that's just the resolution. Let's talk about Ladybug and Cat Noir's idiocy and their completely unmerited power-up. From a tokusatsu and superhero background in general, the best power-up stories tend to be two broad categories. The hero goes on a quest to gain a MacGuffin that will grant them power, as seen by many Power Rangers series, or through the power of lore and character development, the character gains new powers. Most of the time, the quest for power is tied to character development. That's fine. These two superdolts let a dictator run wild. I'm sorry, but the whole power of determination power-up is a wad of crap. These two bumbled into this power-up. They didn't earn it. Hell, I would even take reinforcements at the darkest hour as a cool and awe-inspiring moment. This, however, is just lazy nonsense. This episode sucks. Don't watch it. Please consider supporting the channel. This is Cyril signing off.